Jokes and speed in perfect union. Racing hearts and racing cars, they are the brightest stars. Keep it flat out, yeah. Keep it been, keep it real, oh, you know what to do. Keep it
All right, settle in, because this one matters. The season finale of the Wednesday Cup, and it all comes down to the fast-flowing, unforgiving curves of Circuit Assen, the cathedral of speed. A circuit that never stops asking questions, high-speed commitment through endless sweepers, and rapid direction changes that reward rhythm and punish hesitation. Get out of shape here, and Assen doesn't wait for apologies. And at the centre of it all, there's a championship fight. Jason McFadden, relentless, calculated, hungry, and a driver who has waited all season for this exact moment. Then you can't forget about the other man, Fabian Fitness. Cool under pressure, proven at the sharp end, and a driver standing on the edge of history. Because if Fabian wins it tonight, it's crown number 4. 4 championships, 4 seasons mastered, a legacy few ever could reach. But will it happen? Assen doesn't care about reputations, however. It doesn't care about history. It only cares about who's brave enough to commit lap after lap when the pressure is crushing and the margin is nothing. One mistake here doesn't just cost positions, it costs titles. There's 2 contenders. There's one circuit that never rests, and there's one final race to decide it all. This is the Wednesday Cup season finale. This is Circuit Assen, and you're watching it unfold live on Simsational TV.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Am I on board as my sound is out there in the land of YouTube? Yes, indeedy, folks. Race fans, rev heads, and midweek mischief makers. Straighten the tie, steady the nerves, and prepare for the last lap of the ledger, because tonight we roll into the final Wednesday Cup round of the year. 2025 has been a banger. It's been a season of stimulated splendor and spreadsheet shattering silliness. Goodness me, the alliteration is killing me out there tonight. Dive bombs of destiny, brake pedals begging for mercy, and enough netcode and shenanigans to keep the neighbours talking. Joining me tonight in the commentary gondola of greatness, I've got one but 2 titans of talk out there tonight. First up, Zach O'Reilly, a man who once tried to save fuel by turning his monitor off on the straights and insists it felt faster. And alongside him, the ever-reliable Peter Clark, the only bloke in sim racing history to take notes so detailed that he once black flagged himself for track limits violation after he spotted it on a replay. Gentlemen, welcome aboard tonight. The final round of the Wednesday Cup is upon us here at Assen TT Circuit, the Cathedral of Speed, they call it, in the MotoGP world. I wonder how the cars are going to fare around there tonight, Zacko.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, Christo, because with these sweeping turns that we can see the cars navigating around and absolutely belting their way through, this could be the circuit where it either makes you or breaks you on one entrance to a corner. And I'll tell you what, Pete, this is not just a motorbike circuit. It is definitely an awesome place to race a vehicle, and where better to do it in the TVRs.
Oh, it is going to be so good tonight. Welcome, everybody. We're in for an absolute treat. These cars are with the very grip-limited tyres we're running with the high horsepower and very limited aerodynamics these cars offer. We are in for some plenty of flat sliding, I reckon, through a lot of the fast corners. Turn 1 definitely going to be a tricky one, very much reminiscent of Turn 1 in Austria last time around. It's a very tricky corner and a lot more deceiving than you reckon. Then you've got turns 2 to set yourself up for turn 3. We've got 4.1 kilometers of racing, and those two corners are pivotal if you want to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all flow together. If you want to get them right, reel those up, you're then stuffed for 8 and 9. And then it just continues flowing through. The only place you can start getting yourself back up the speed is really by the exit of turn 10. But then, mess up 11, you ruin all the way up to 14, and so on, so on, so on. This track will take 0 prisoners.
It will, and that is exactly why we love this circuit. 15 minutes of racing coming your way for one of them. 16 for race 2, which is a top 10 reverse, and then there could be a mystery reverse grid for race 3 to finish off the season. But it's hot out there. It's 28 degrees. It's 39 degrees Celsius on the track, and Jake Buttigieg, the man on your screen right now, took the practice hero style and absolutely sent it off into the oblivion. Let's get into where they stand. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's go to this one for where the standings are. And I'll tell you what, it is looking spicy there, Peter, at the top.
It certainly is. Fabian Fitness, he's leading the way by only a mere 29 points. There is absolutely nothing in it, but something that could give Jason McFadden the upper hand going into this title fight is the ballast. Fabian there running 39 kilos, and we saw how much that can really affect the car in Austria, and Jason running 14 less with 25 kilos. And further behind, Jake Buttigieg is in third, Remo Grand, Brody Barber, Liam Holyoke, Ezra Simmons. They are all still just within contention. They're mathematically in it, but the title fight is 100% between Fabian Fitness and Jason McFadden. But do not discount those other drivers, because anything could happen in a perfect race. It could see one of those snatching a title unexpectedly. And then Colton Atkins, Clint Olaf, and Hayden Wallace rounds out the top 10 of this championship so far, gents.
Yeah, with 50 points up for grabs per win out there as well. It's not out of the question that McFadden can get up there on the top step. Even Buttigieg, considering some of the shocking round that Fabian had last time around. He was stuck there at the back for race 3. But I'm sure that both of those guys, all three of those guys up the top of the tree, are well practiced and rip-roaring and ready to go. Speaking of rip-roaring and ready to go, folks, the qualifying server has just ticked over, so we've got about 38 seconds to go before the green light is out there, and the charge of the Light Brigade head off for their quick-fire qualifying laps.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can achieve here. As we saw, a 40.2 was the benchmark in practice, and it is set by that man on your screen, Jake Buttigieg. What the hell happened there? The camera, it's just what was that? The standings are still up. My fault. We'll get rid of that. And it looks like he is out there and ready and rip-roaring to go, but he's jumping in and out of the circuit here like an absolute hot pepper. He's on and off, but we've got 5 seconds to go before we get cracking for qualifying. And I'll tell you what, that is an absolute mare what he is doing. Fabian Fitness is out there, and he is going to take the first flying lap for this session. A nice, clear bit of track for him, and what a better scenario for him, and scenic view of this beautiful circuit. It's a very, very tight little twisty first sector here that you've got to get right. You've got to apex it beautifully in there and get it on the slide, as Fabian is doing there so graciously, just like an absolute ballerina on ice there with the skating around. And with these tyres too, they take a couple of laps to get themselves up and into temperature, but as we know, it is the rhythm and flow here tonight, Pete, and that is exactly what we're going to see for the qualifying kings coming our way.
Exactly right. It's all going to be about nailing that one lap. You can do 3 or 4, but if you mess up on any of those, you're going to be paying for it, and you're going to be seeing your name further down the timings. And so getting that one lap absolutely nailed is going to be super important, and that is what's going to make these banker laps also extra important in tonight's qualifying session. With a circuit as grueling as Circuit Assen is, you're just going to have to make sure you get a banker in, and then you can start experimenting with how far you want to push the limits of the car that you've got underneath you, and then you can start making those mistakes. But get the banker in first will be the play.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Sorry, folks. I was just daydreaming there a little bit, watching Fabian going around the circuit. I was like, oh, how good is this? Out there on Wednesday Cup, the final one, and I'm out there just daydreaming away. But Fabian just keeping his tyres warm as he goes through the last few turns of this circuit. So let's go on board. And I reckon one of you blokes want to take us around this beautiful circuit in the Netherlands.
All right, I'll take it on board here. It's a quick fire into turn one. You brake at about 80 metres, and you've got to get that car nosed in there. A little bit further in is the optimum line, but Fabian is still flying around. Turns two is gone in a heartbeat. Hard braking into turn three. The car sort of wants to slide in, which this corner is negatively cambered, which is great for you to actually navigate your way around because you get a false sense of grip. And they're all done. There you get through this tight right-hander. There is left-hander. There's about 7 or 8 different lines you can take. You can take the high line, you can take the low line, you can go mid-track, you can push it wide onto the outside apron there, but don't go too far because you get a track cut. And then it is a big old long dance down to this heavy braking zone once again. Fire it and fling it over that curve. Does so beautifully, does Fabian. Then get the car sort of Ving itself through this corner. Throttle on. Use a bit of throttle tracing there to come out the other side. Now, this one's very deceptive. You think you've got no grip, and then you've got grip, and then you've got none, and you can go wide, wide, wide there. But Fabian is doing a very, very good job indeed. Brake heavy once again. Mid-brake, mid-corner apex. Slide it through there. Get it on the dance and the slip angle in these TVRs. It's been an absolute brilliant car to watch, and fire it out through the last section, which can unsettle your car. This is very much like that Silverstone corner right at the back half of the circuit, the fourth last corner. If you stuff that entrance up, you go wide and into the bunda. Fabian flicks it past the tyre bundle, nearly smashes them away too, and he's just using every single bit of apron of this track that he has got afforded to him. Dance it in there, get off the throttle, then power back on, flat to the floor, whack it in. Heavy braking zone into the final chicane. Losers and winners through this section for sure it's going to be. And Fabian Fitness is flying. That looked very, very tidy indeed. A couple of micro sectors into purple there, and he goes to the top provisionally, but he's already been pipped by one man, Colton and Atkins, with a 40.998. That was unbelievable, Pete.
That actually was such a good banker lap, but the pace just wasn't quite there because he's not only been beat by Colton Atkins, who's currently leading the way, and he has shown great pace throughout this season so far. It's also Andre Elliott. It's a great return to form for him. We have not seen him towards the very pointy end for some time, having a little bit of a blip in performance in the mid part of the season. We haven't actually seen him on the winners stand since race 3, which was in round 1 at Silverstone. So he'll be looking for a very much loved return back to form, and it's also the Hackster in third. He's also pipped Fabian Fitness, as so Lee Crowther. So we're going to be seeing a lot of people here, and the first blows have already been felt by Fabian, because starting back here opens up a whole lot of opportunities for stuff to go wrong.
Yeah, well, we see the man that is challenging Fabian for the title is down there, yet to finish a lap as well. Jason McFadden down there, 20th position. No time on the board yet. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this session. He really wants to get a boogie on here as well. You can see him on the track map down there in your bottom right-hand corner of your screens, folks. He's buried in the pack, and he's about, 3/4 of the way around a lap as well. So he's got a long way to go before he can put down a time, and then he's got to contend with all this traffic that he's got in front of him. So very much behind the 8 ball tonight is poor old Jason McFadden in the thick of it down here.
He is, and you can see he's just got traffic in front of him, so he's trying to set a lap right now, and he's got these guys tossing and fighting over whatever track position they can do, and he's already pulled out. He's pulled out of this one, so he's going to let them go and just get a bit of clean air in front of him. He knows that 2-minute 30 counter is ever so ticking, but at the moment he's going to get 2 goes at it at this rate. By the time he crosses the start-finish line, he will be just about there if he hurries up and gets a boogie on, Jace. Let's get that throttle to the floor there, champ, and start going for it, because you're in trouble. Fitness has not got better than 5th so far, so he's there, and he is starting to go into the purple sectors himself if he gets these corners right. It was a bit ambitious coming through there, but he's got a hell of a bit of ballast on too, mind you, so let's forgive him for now for not being the quickest guy out there, but he's the most consistent. Clint Olive's gone up to 7th place with under 2 minutes to go. Fergo's sitting there in 6th too. That is Jake Buttigieg's old man. Right there, you're not dreaming, ladies and gentlemen. Inside the top 10 is Paul Buttigieg. He's on fire here tonight. He was setting 141s in the practice service, so he could be right up there himself. But The big question is, where is this man going to come and where is he going to finish on the track here, Pete? This is interesting.
It is, and we were seeing him pull off to the side of the road to try and make sure he can get as many cars between him and some clean air, and he nearly let that entire train through. You could see on the mini-map there, he was towards the front of a massive gaggle of cars. He's let most of them go through. He's built up a little bit of clean air in front of him. He's just going to be hoping now that if he's got really good pace here today, he doesn't actually catch those cars in front, because as nice as a little bit of a slipstream it would be down the multiple straights you've got around here, in the end it could really hinder yourself. And we see Andre Elliott, he's now gone fastest ahead of Colton Atkins. It's a 40.5, so he's just under, sorry, he's only about 200s clear of Colton Atkins, so it's extremely close towards the front. Brendan Hack in third position. He's also only a couple more hundredths behind. So it is about 400ths of a second separating the top three in this qualifying session. It's insanely close.
It is, that's unreal as they're all turning up the heat up there at the front. This will be their final laps, depending on where they are on the circuit. There's a little gaggle of cars about to cross the start-finish line, so they'll get one more go at it. But beyond that, I think that'll be the end for most of these guys here at the moment. We saw during the week these guys topping out the timing towers at around 140.2, I think possibly a 140.1 late in the day, but so maybe a couple of tenths still in it out there as well for a few of these guys. But as we've seen, well, throughout the seasons of Wednesday Cup, trying to find some space on track is paramount, and when you're under the pressure cooker as well of an 8-minute timer hanging over your head, anything can happen out there.
It can, it definitely will. And you know, when you're under a bit of pressure, you start to get a bit red misty and a bit nervous and a bit sweaty under the palms and all that sort of stuff. And that's what this man is feeling. He has not been able to set a lap without a track cut limit coming his way. His last lap was a 41.6, so that would have put him up into 5th place over Fergo, but 6th place, sorry, over Fergo. But he hasn't managed to do so. Colton Atkins has gone bang with a 140.4, and then Brendan Hack has come through the 140.3. Now it's on Donkey Kong. We're boogieing around here. This is cracking. They're getting close to it. Jason, please do not go off the circuit. Get yourself a time, because starting dead last in this one's going to be hard at Assen. Jeez Louise, he's on like Donkey Kong, but Hackster has taken P1 here provisionally. We're watching on board with this man because the championship fight is on between himself and the man in 4th in fitness. Hayden Wallace has just gone bang for Scotland. A 141.008. There is 200ths of a second split between himself and Fabian Fitness. Then it's only about a 10.5 between Atkins and Elliott. Here comes Jason McFadden. There's Turt Blanche just right in the way of Jace. He slicks past him on the outside and inside. Goes for it. Is he going to cross the line and put a time in? He does, and he goes 8th place. Oh, geez, 4 places away from where he wanted to be, ideally, for that one. And the rest of them have finished that qualifying session off brilliantly. Hackster, Atkins, and Dion Clerk. Oh, that's not Dion Clerk. Let's go to the official one and have a quick look at it officially. Hack is in 1st place. Colton Atkins 2nd. Wallace and Crowther will start next to each other. Fergo, McFadden, Clint Olive, Brody Barber, Sam Bensley, and old good thinking 99, Mr. Smart, rounds out the top 10 there, Pete.
Yeah, he really does, and that was probably a bit of a unnerving incident there on the final lap there for Jason McFadden. Definitely not the qualifying session he was after. Put it all on the line to go for that one proper fast lap, and in the end, got himself up inside that top 10. Probably would be wanting a bit more out of that one, but that was a absolutely insane qualifying session. Outside the top 10, you got Ezra Simons as well, Dion Clerk, Kai Upita, who was one of the race winners, actually, off the top of my head. Yeah, he did. He won race 3 in Austria, so down in 13th is probably going to be a bit disappointed with that as well. 4 seconds off the pace. Josh Upita as well to round out qualifying here today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
A new one there, a new Upita into the series.
2 planets.
Yeah, it's Kai's cousin apparently. So it's all keeping it all in the family there. Possibly Saturn, we could call him out there as well. We've got Saturn and Jupiter out there, the gas giants representing the solar system. Good work for the boys.
Yeah, great work for them. But the biggest challenge is now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for racing. Qualifying is done. The 8 minutes fling has been around and one man, Brendan Hack, has taken it. So he's going to start off pole for the next one. But boy, oh boy, it's championship on here for one, Fabian Fitness and Jason McFadden. Separated by 4 places on the grid. It's going to be exciting. Go get yourselves into your couches. Get yourself settled down. Ask the missus for a beer. If your husband's out there, ask him for a wine. If you're the misso, get those condiments refilled because we're about to go racing here in just a few seconds here at Simsational TV. Don't you go anywhere.
SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable
Welcome back, everyone. This is a beautiful, beautiful scenic tour here of the Assen circuit, and what colours have we got out there tonight? It is an unbelievable looking grid there, and that means we're about to go racing here for the first one for the final time here for 2025 in season 19 of the Wednesday Cup. Race 1 out of 3 is about to get underway. Can the Hackster get a beautiful jump here, or is Atkins going to absolutely swallow him up? We're about to find out. They're off and racing, and that looks like a pretty even Steven sort of start there from the big man in the Hackster, but Colton Atkins is right up next to him. Andre Elliott's at the back there as well, and Fabian Fitness is going for it too. Atkins flies up the inside, but Hackster has got out in front beautifully. Atkins is sitting there too because he's just swept up the inside and just taken the shortcut way around turn 2. Whoopie-doo for him. Got the job done over Elliott there. Wallace is in for place 2. There's a bit of toing and froing in the background here. You can see Paul Buttigieg right in the thick of it here. He's got McFadden in front of him. He's got Barber coming up behind him too there. So they're all having a good old-fashioned tussle. Looking at this. Oh, no, there's a casualty or a half one. That was close for Fergo. He just got tank slapped on the outside, and that has allowed McFadden to go through and take P5 off him already. Even Stevens in this one, though. Pretty clean for the start of the race here, mind you. We're only halfway through the lap, so keep your hats together, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put your bets off at the moment. There he goes. That is William Wallace already smashed off into the bunda. Absolute scenes there for the big man. He will not be happy for Scotland, will he? Wonder if there was anything nefarious about that. Oh, geez, you'd hate to be that man, but he's got 3 more races to go coming his way, including this one. It's still a little bit of a gap at the front, but this is a cracking battle. Look at Paul Buttigieg here in the fight of his life. He's got Barber behind him, he's got Fergo in front, and then you've got McFadden just sitting there too, waiting to just skip away from the rest of them. It's getting close here. This is the circuit, Assen, and boy, oh boy, have we got some racing here tonight. Cracking opening stanza here, but it is this man who has streaked away to 0.8 of a second here, Christo, and he's on fire, the Pinkmobile. Whoa! Well, we're going to find out in 11 minutes' time because he's got a hell of a charge on at the moment. He's got the red mist going and he is ready to rock and roll. You can't be. I've got you coming through the cadence bars on my end. Not sure what's going on here. Give me a second, viewers.
They can't hear you. I've got the stream up. It's just...
They can't hear me either.
No, can't hear no one.
They can't hear anything.
We can hear you, actually, not us.
Why are you guys not propertying? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. One moment. Fabian's on the charge here. He's filing through the field. And he's got the charge here at the moment. Let's see if that reset works there. Have we got co-coms in the chat there now, boys?
Co-coms, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
If you can hear us out there.
Let us know. Yep, can hear Chris as well. All right, we're on here again. Thank you very much. Dino Hanley shit a brick here in the commentary box. It's all over and out for us here. But crikey's, Chris, this is on here in this little battle. Lauren is doing a great job, however. He's sticking fat here with 6, but he's got Angry Fergo and Paulie Buttigieg climbing all over him.
Yeah, what's happened to fitness down the back here? He's just dropped down to 17th position out there as well. So that is cracking stuff for McFadden. He's, what's that? 14 places difference here at the moment. Tell you what, if McFadden can make up a couple of positions, mind you, he is 5.5 seconds behind the pace of Elliot Atkins and Hark up there in P1. I'll tell you what, it's a big points haul coming McFadden's way in 9 minutes and 30 seconds if fitness can't get his, on his bloody bike and hurry up.
Yeah, he definitely needs to because at the moment he is looking pretty red misty, I would say, by the way he's driving that car going across it. And the lead is getting a bit closer there at the front between Atkins and Hack, so we've got to keep an eye on that. But it is now disadvantage Fabian, advantage this bloke. And he's sort of been a cork in the bottle here to the haircut. And it's interesting to see how this man goes racing in Brody Barber. He's on like Donkey Kong at some tracks, and then other times you just don't see him. But he's given Jason a bit of honesty here. 5.5 seconds between himself and Docman Elliott there, between himself and that bloke as well for the Kiwis. It's on for third and fourth, but look at the haircut go. He's just absolutely on like Donkey Kong once again. And look at the snap there from McFadden. Those tyres are looking pretty red, and they're looking pretty racy as well. Here is Brody Barber. Look out, Jace. Your championship is getting stolen by the haircut.
Yeah, and it is going to be intense, this battle. You can just feel it brewing. We know more is going to be on the line with this battle that we're currently on board watching. And I have just quickly verified, boys, as well, the points as it stands with McFadden in 4th and Fitness down in 15th. That is going to be sorry, just have to quickly find it again. A 9-point swing. So if it was to stay as it is at the moment, we will be seeing the championship tally go down to only 20 points between the top two.
Not bad at all. I can tell you, I could hear it in his voice, ladies and gentlemen. I could hear the sums going off in the background of his brain, while the front hole of his face just flapping away. It was beautiful to see, folks. An expert in action out here in Simsational TV. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screens at the moment, the battle for the lead has qualified. We've got Atkins right up behind the back of Hark. I don't know what's happened to the Hackster on that last lap, but he's given back probably a second's worth of time, and now it's he's very much vulnerable because of the way this circuit is. You can see just sweeping through these bends. It's all about the slipstream, and Colton Atkins got it all to lose here and all to play for at the very same time. After some shenanigans during the week as well. You probably want to keep it pretty clean and mean. And the old microphone on mute in the chat as well.
The old mic mute action coming for the Atkins way. It doesn't deter him from racing here at the moment. He's just giving it all to Brendan Hack in front of him, keeping him very honest. It's between that sort of 3.5 to 0.6 of a second back and forth between those guys. And it's looking pretty spicy there for the lead. So keep one eye on that. The haircut is keeping McFadden honest here too. But Kai Upera, in Jupiter, we call him now, is giving Fergo the old hurry up here in the 7-Eleven mobile. You can see him just go for the early apex and then the cut back through, and Fergo's off into the bunda there. So that's given all the invitation that Upiter needs into 8th place, and happy days for Kai Upiter. But Fergo's coming back at him. He's trying to fight it in the inside here. Is he going to go for it and sweep it up the inside? Is Fergo? This is incredible stuff. Can't get it done there. Can he get it done into the final chicane? We'll see here who's braver under brakes. It is the Jupiter himself has come through. The old gas planet has just fired his way through and just sent some methane into the cockpit of Fergo to display his encouragement sort of skills. Geez Louise, the methane is on here between the half planet and Fergo into turn 1. This is cracking stuff. Fergo's just trailed around the outside trailer park girl move and done him. And Brody Barber in the meantime has done McFadden. Wowee.
Yeah, that's something I didn't anticipate either. I tell you what, the haircut has freshly trimmed. He's got the old sides and back all nicely trimmed up. The fade all the way up. He's a high fade kind of guy, I got a feeling, old Brody Barber. And he's out there just cutting loose, sending the challenging of the championship leaders just in his wake here at the moment, and he's just going to have to follow him through. Down the back to Blanche has just been overtaken by Fitness as well, who's got his old mate Ezra Simons in his front view there as well, and he's just trying to probably work out how the best way he can go about untangling the mess that can be Ezra Simons to try and get around sometimes. He's one of the hardest to overtake, and as I say that, he makes it as easy as I've ever seen anyone overtake Ezra Simons. Good on you, mate.
That was a move, wasn't it? A very decisive overtake there from Fabian Fitness. And with the poor start that he's had, he needs to claw back every single point that he absolutely can. As previously mentioned, there's going to be a pretty decent swing in the points in this first race, and with the chaos that we have seen so far this season ensuing in the second and even the third races with the reverse grids, he needs to make as much progress as he can, ideally trying to aim for that top 10. But you can see there, Lauren all sideways through the final chicane, and that is going to be a loss of position for him. Got the rear end all tail happy, just like a dog when your owner comes home, and it is all over for him, and he now drops down to 7th position. Paul Buttigieg makes up another position, running a little bit wide there on the exit, and he now finds himself up into 6th position, 1.3 seconds behind McFadden, that is, in 5th position, as Hack continues to lead, and he's extended that gap out just a little bit, but Upert and Ferguson going back at it once again.
Yeah, they just did. They just traded places, and it was to the advantage of the Half Planet himself. He's got that job done once again. Fergo will be a little bit angry because the Birdman, who is also a very, very quick customer in the light silver mobile versus the dark grey, he's just hammering him. He's going for it here. Is he going to show the nose halfway into the chicane? Surely not. He just opts out, gives Fergo a bit of a dummy move. Can Fergo just put the power down and say sayonara? He does there, and absolutely eats himself into oblivion. He just fired his way through that corner, and now he's got the old Reg Hunter back in. The blue pill is starting to happen for Fergo. He's a couple of waters down now. He's digested it, and he's starting to get his mojo back. This is incredible from Fergo. Upert there is just thinking about how he can get rid of that big angry Scotsman behind him, but this is now on at the lead. This is Upert up. This is Atkins versus Hack. Hack is now under all sorts of pressure. We've got 3 minutes to go, and Colton's just trying to find any which way you can get past him here. The final chicane's a bit of a dance over there too. Here we go. This is only separated by 1/10 of a second now. Here's Colton going to get the job done. Fax has gone to the inside. He's thought about the defensive move. Who's going to be braver? It's going to be Hack, but that's going to give Colton a good time to the old switch back. But he can't get that power down. Comes out the other side. Even Stevens. Another stalemate there in the battle for the lead, but it's only 2/10 of a second, believe it or not. And we've only got 2 minutes and a bit left to go, Christopher.
Yeah, probably only a couple of laps to get this job done. He's been sitting back there patiently too for the last couple, just taking notes in the old black book too. Where is Brendan Hark vulnerable? Where can he maybe just slide the nose up and take him by surprise? And what about the camera work there from the Simsational chopper? We are all here for that. Beautiful scenes here in the Netherlands. But look at that, a little bit squirrely on the exit there was Colton. He had a really nice run through there as well. Probably his mid-corner speed way up on the leader as well. Just really just trying to pick him apart here at the moment. Stay on his rear wing, hope for a mistake. But I'll tell you what, the level of the sim races out here. Brendan Hart taking the P155 there with track limits as well. Just doing his best to keep this American behind him. How's he going to do it for the next couple of laps? Who knows? Because Atkins looks smooth as a Nutella sandwich here at the moment. And as I say that, just giving up the ghost by a couple of tenths as well. But I'm sure, Pete, that he will be back and fighting hard for the final couple of laps here to lodge some sort of assault.
He is absolutely right, and with the time that we've got left remaining, they'll be going through this chicane here with only 1 lap of racing left, with the lap times in the 41s, 42s in the race trim at the moment. You can see the last lap for Colton there, 41.3, so we're in some absolute rapid race pace here in this TBR around Assen, and it is going to be a showdown between the two. He goes defensive, does Brandon, and is that going to allow the switchback for Colton Atkins? There's contact, and he's gone around. The move for the lead has ended in disaster, and second will have to be the best he can hope for, but he's got to make sure he can defend from Andre Elliott. He's going to be seeing this and licking his lips, thinking, I'm on for a top 2 here. I'm on for a second position. He's got 0.8 of a second to gain, but I'm sure with the red mist, Atkins, he is going to be on absolute fire in these final few seconds, but this is going to be a win for Brendan Hack if he can keep it on the black stuff, not do any track limits as beautifully presented there by Andre Elliott of what not to do going through turn 8 there, and it is absolutely on for P2 and P3.
It is there. It's only 0.7 of a second again, but this man has been on fire this race. He's had all the pressure put into his rear bumper and into the side quarter panel and the door as well, as we saw about 45 seconds ago, but he's held fat and he's absolutely stuck it to him in the Pink Panther Mobile that has the Hackster. He is on fire. Found some form late in the Wednesday Cup season 19, and boy oh boy, in the fair dinkum department, this is going to be a little bit of a celebration for him. He is going to take the first blood of the night, navigates the final chicane sort of nicely there, but that doesn't matter. He's got the lead of the race by 4.5 seconds and says, bang, that is me done. Come and catch me, boys, for the next one in the top 10. Atkins survives somehow from Doc Elliott in third place there as well. Brody Barber comes across the line to take a top 5 in P4 for himself. McFadden, 5th place, couldn't fight back there in the end for the big 4th position. Paul Buttigieg inside the top 10. Absolute round of applause for that man. Goodness gracious me, in the fair dinkum department. Lauren, on debut, just comes back in and says, you know what, I'm going to keep you boys honest too, and does so. Forgets it's the final lap of the race. Upiter in 8th, Crowther 9th, and Fergo rounds out the top 10. Chriso?
Yeah, beautiful racing from all involved. It'd be real nice to have the replay of what happened there between the top two. They were battling hammer and tong. It looked like a little bit of, obviously, argy-bargy stuff there as well. But in the end, Atkins getting turned around, and thankfully, I think he's on a little mutage there in the chat. Otherwise, they'd be hearing that loud and clear. Fitness crossing the line in 11th position. Holyoke in 12th. Terblanche and Simons in 13th and 14th. Olaf in 15th. We've got Bensley, Wallace, Smart, and the second of the Gas Giants down there in 19th position. Dion Clerk was the lonely casualty of this one. Bus. There goes Josh Hooper there on screen, absolutely yeeting it into the tyre barrier. Hopefully he doesn't have the old direct drive wheel there. You might end up scraping your knuckles a little bit on those ones. But here's the man of the hour, number 45 in the pink, bright pink, cannot miss him. Brendan Hark takes P1 here for race 1. We got race 2 just around the corner as well with the top 10 reverse grid. So that puts Andrew Ferguson and the Birdman off the front row. So that will be exciting to see who can get one up over those two guys. I'm pretty sure that was the battle for the monochrome supremacy as well, the light grey and the darker grey. So we'll see who can come out the more of the boring colours on top.
Yeah, we will find out exactly that in race 2 coming your way very, very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. That was a beautiful race 1, if I can say so myself. That was a one for the ages, down to the last dying memento there for Colton Atkins and Brendan Hack. But Hackster came out on top, and he is the man who took that for the race 1, which means it's a reverse top 10 coming our way, and it means a 16-minute is about to be upon us. So don't you go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of quick words from our sponsors, but Simsational TV and the Wednesday Cup will be back here in just a few moments.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments depending on the simulator.
Yes, he will be loving that one, Christopher Munro. Andrew Ferguson does get to start his race at Wednesday Cup off P1, finishing P10 in race 1. That is a beautiful place to be for him, and it's the monochrome battle, as Chris said before, in that one. Coming off the second row will be Crowther, Upera, Lauren, Buttigieg, McFadden, Barber, Hackstar, and Elliott round out your top 10. Big story of the evening is we've got some mathematicals for the championship updates here, boys. Let's hear it.
All right, well, heading into this second race with what we have seen in the first race, it was a good point stall for McFadden, and unfortunately for Fabian Fitness, it had to be a bit of a recovery drive after a bit of an incident off the start of the race. Heading into this race, 13 points separates the top two. We have had a massive 16-point swing in the first race, so the championship is 100% still well and truly open.
Oh, yes, it certainly is. And with Fitness buried in the pack down there in 12th position, he's going to have to really have his wits about him to get through there and to try and maintain pace and to try and sort of take some numbers on the way through as well. So we'll see. It'll test every ounce of his driving skill and patience through there as well. But all these questions will be answered in just about 16 minutes' time as the lights are up. And Zacho is going to take us through the opening stanza here of race 2.
As we get ready, the lights are up, ladies and gentlemen. 16 minutes of racing coming your way, and we're off and racing here in the Wednesday Cup, and it is a good start there from Fergo. Just put the hammer down and said, sayonara, I'm out of here. Crowther also got a good jump too, so don't forget about him coming into turn 1. They all file their way through here now. Fergo on the slide in there, full aggression on cold tyres, out onto the AstroTurf, and it's sort of kicking off here in the background. Oh no, there's a Hackster around, and that was also McFadden, in fact, too, so he is out of this one, and that is disaster for his championship contention. Fitness will be absolutely celebrating into the high heavens here at the moment, seeing that thing on the timing board in front of him. But we have got a big old kickoff going off in the mid-pack here at the moment. Upera versus Lauren, switching places here, left, right, and centre. They're going hammer and tong at each other here too. It is full Karate Kid style. Who's going to come out on top of that one here? Looks pretty racy, and Dicey is Upera going to go for the move. He is. Look at that. Oh no, he's nearly outbraked himself. Somehow pulled it up as he got brakes.exe on there at the moment. That was incredible stuff. Lauren had to absolutely shit the bed there because he thought there was nothing going on. Absolute scenes there from the half planet. Just flung it up there. Fabian's into 6th place now as well. McFadden's in 19th, so that swing is just out of it. Crowther and the bird and Fergo are still fighting at it. Look at Fergo's aggression there for the lead of this one, and here comes Buttigieg. He is right in this one too. This is good racing, clean, hard, fair from all these boys. Let's have a look from the chopper cam how they're doing it, because boy oh boy in the fair dinkum department. Birdman is out in front. Fergo's there too. And Boy Buttygig, I'm pretty sure that is in third as well. So he has managed to climb his way through all the nonsense. But look at Fergo going for it around the outside. He's got two left-handers there to navigate. Gets that job done. Is he going to go for a late move there on the Birdman into the chicane? No, he's not. And holy mackerel indeed. It is on like Donkey Kong here at the front. Another absolute scene here and disaster there for Jason here on the lap one, Christo.
Terrible luck there from Jason McFadden. As I was saying in the pre-race talk up there, it was about Fabian trying to get through the mid-pack, but it was in the other hand, it was McFadden who copped the worst of it there, heading right back down to the back. So it's his turn to be on the comeback trail. Realistically, if he can get his way up to 15th, that will afford him a front row start, and anything beyond that is a bonus in the points department. But as you can see, the man on screen here, the man in command of the championship, just taking another prisoner there in Paul Buttygig. So he goes up into P4. He's only got 3 more cars in front of him to take the full points here in this second race of the evening. Tell you what, old P Buttygig ain't going to give it up too easily either. But this time just has to yield because the superior pace, their fitness was on show for all. But back here, we've got the Hackster trying to navigate his way past. We've got Upiter and Ezra Simons there locked in a little battle. So Hack just has to be patient and sit there and wait for some of the crumbs to drop off the table. And I'm sure they will soon because you can see Ezra's getting a little bit crossed up there on the exit, and Upiter, we've seen his pace as well, so he's rip-roaring and ready to go. So it's all going to be kicking off here in just a moment.
It certainly is, as we ride on board here with Brendan Hack, and it is going to be a battle of the ages. We've seen it in race 1, and I reckon we're going to be on for it in race 2 with Crowther leading the way ahead of Ferguson, so he has been a big beneficiary of the race start to be able to get that first place off of Fergo, the race winner of race 1. 10th place of race 1, forgetting about the reverse grid, and a little bit of a bump drafting there from Kai onto the back of Ezra though, and that has boosted him further down the ordering. You can see just how much momentum gets taken away out of the car that's doing all the pushing, and now running very wide. He's going to lose a few more positions. That's going to be a couple of positions gained for Brendan Hack, and the haircut that is Barber, and he will be getting himself up to 7th and 8th position respectively. And this mid-pack battle, my god, this is heating up. From you've got Paul Buttygig leading the way. We have seen him absolutely doing wonders with the defense, and he has been able to hold back Simmons, Hack, Barber, Ubiter. The list goes on with cars that he's currently got behind him, and Hack there looking for a little bit of a move down the inside. It's a bit of a dangerous spot to try and go for it with that tyre bundle on the inside, but it looks like he's willing to do what is necessary to get himself further up the field.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, but you can see that it is a bit of a breath, if I can speak correctly, of fresh air for Buttygig. Seeing all these guys behind him just fight tooth and nail.
Ooh.
That was so close there from Hackster, but he's getting all the racing knowledge under his brain, is Paul Buttygig, and finding himself in the rhythm. Meanwhile, you've got these two madmen here absolutely going nuts at each other. This is incredible. Hackster is fighting off Ezra, who didn't put up the performance of a lifetime defensively in race 1, but he's putting it on show here. You heard Chris give him a bit of an old Tijuana in the commentary box and said, nah, I'm going to be on there next race, don't you worry, I'll be there. But now Hackster's gone wide, and it's allowing the haircut to come in to the play once again. This man 4th place in race 1, now in 8th place, and look at the freight train here. If we've got 6 or 7 cars all split by about 0.2 of a second. It is not a DRS train, this is just pure racing ability and pure hardcore stuff, and they're all monkey seeing, monkey doing each other there. Upiter has just lost out to Atkins, and he's lost out to Olaf as well, and it's on here because Fergo's gone wide too at the front. We can't look anywhere else other than the field, because this battle is just up and down, seesawing like yo-yos in the old position department here. Fair dinkum, we cannot believe what we're seeing. Colton Atkins has got still the red mist under his collar from race 1, and I'm telling you now, Chris, he has got the charge and could be the next victim in the old Barber department.
Oh, he certainly is. Here he goes, pulls out of the Barber slipstream now, wants to send it, but thinks better of it. Through this little section here, we've seen, who was it, the other lap, I think it was Upiter, that sent it from absolutely miles back going into that turn. So it proves that it can be done. But Atkins just thinking better of it this time. He's going to have to go back to that little black book play of tricks, and hopefully he's calmed down from the little side swipe he copped in race 1. That was some terrible stuff there, but he will live on and fight another day. As up in front, it looks like Simons and Hark are very close together indeed, but both of them are actually there. It's all happening up and down the field here. Simon's going to hold off Brendan Hark here as much as he can. Deeks left, Deeks right, looks where to go. And it looks like Hark's got the run here. Is he going to send it up the inside? He does. They were side by side momentarily. But just the better of the pace around the outside was Ezra Simons. And he gets back to the racing line and back to business. But he's gone a little bit wide through there. That's going to compromise his exit. And here comes Hack. Just needs to avoid the rear quarter panel there as he draws up alongside. Is on the correct side of the street for turn 1. And he should make this a pretty standard overtake. He does, slides up the inside. Ezra tries to fight it as far as he can off the circuit, but I think that will be all she wrote there for 6th position.
Yeah, go Pete.
Oh, so there certainly is all she wrote for that position. It's a battle continuing on, as we said, through the mid-pack, and it is all being led by Paul Buttigieg, but he's actually pulled out a little bit of a gap there, as the other Buttigieg, the younger one of Jake, having a bit of a moment, and he's going to lose a position or two as well, trying to get that power back down to the floor. And up ahead it is Adkins. He's still trying to carve his way through the field, and he is going to be all over the back of Ezra here at the moment, just ruining his run just slightly though, going through the tricky 8-9 complex, and now has to set himself back up for the exit of turn 10. But this opens up an opportunity. Can he try and make a move into 11? It's going to have to be audacious, and he doesn't go for it. But he is looking at super pacey, and I reckon it's going to be a matter of time when he gets this 7th position.
He's looking pretty slidey there too. He's just gone full Tokyo and just thought about the old square there, and inherited the Japanese blood into his veins, but it's hurting him, and so is Ezra's pace, because look who's at the back of this one. The haircut, he's coming through. The spirit level haircut at the fringe has worked this week. He's got no strands in his eyes. He's got no visual impairments there for the old haircut. The mid to high fades on, and he's absolutely looking racy here, and he's got these guys, and Collins punted him again. 2 out of 2. Ain't bad, as they say, but in the racing department, it is shocking, and that is dead set murder, and he's put himself whack down the grid where he is not wanting to be, all by his own accord, and that is a position advantage. Therefore, this man, spirit level himself, haircut Brody Barber. Lovely driving from him, but Haxter now has got a lovely little run here on Buttigieg Senior, who is absolutely giving a youngster the old inheritance switch back on him. He said, mate, they've had it for a while, now I'm just taking it off you. Where are you? Because he's in 5th place at the moment, and June is down there in 10th, Christo.
Oh, he's going all right though. I'll tell you what, he's what happens every time that the senior beats the junior out there, he gets to spend 10 grand of his inheritance. So see you later. This poor old Jakey boy's just watching the dollars go up in smoke as Buttigieg Senior goes, and I don't know what's his choice of thing. He'd probably go and buy a jet ski or something and say, yeah, that's the biggest money pit you could ever own. But up the front, the battle is on now for the lead. And the rubbish starts to flow out from the mouth of the commentary box here. Especially me. Chris Munro is my name, just in case you're confused out there. But the Birdman, as I've experienced in the past, a hard man to get past. When he's in these moods, he's got the old anchors out. He's got the elbows out. It's very hard to get around, as you can see there. He had one eye on Fabian Fitness as they came into that final few turns there of Assen TT, and he sort of weaved out and sort of put that car exactly where it needed to be. On board here, driver's eye view here in the cockpit of Fabian Fitness. Freudian slip there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. As the big man goes up the inside and has to get out of it, because the Birdman was fully committed into making that turn and really squeezing the Plus Fitness machine right to the edge of the circuit. This is a nice little battle heating up for the win of this race. 5 minutes to go, and I'll tell you what, Fabian's going to have his hands full.
He certainly is, and what a battle we've got out in front between Crowther and Fitness, but the battling is on further down the field as well, because Barber has just had an attempt at trying to get past Ezra here. He was unsuccessful to get it done, but as I said before, he is on some absolute pace, and it's going to be a matter of time by the time he gets himself through and up into position number 7. And it is actually Paul Buttigieg in the number 8 car there, closing up to the back of Brendan Hack, or well, keeping up with Brendan Hack. The battling continuing out in front. Is Fabian Fitness going to be able to get himself up into the lead? This will be the perfect opportunity for his championship with McFadden, all the way down in 14th position. And there we go. That is a change for the lead. Crowther ran wide and he got a wheel onto the gravel, and that slowed down his momentum and has allowed Fitness to make the easiest move of his career around the down the inside on the exit of the corner. But Crowther not letting this one go. He looks to the inside of the chicane. He can't do it there. He's got to make sure he gets a good run through here using plenty of the curb, and so is Andre Elliott there. He's brought himself into this battle. He's only 1 second behind. So this could very well soon, if these two guys continue battling, and you can see the weaving down the straight, this could become a 3-car battle very, very quickly, and especially if they're going to be traveling wide off the circuit just like that. But Fitness, he now leads the race. Championship is perfection at the moment. Well, stumbling all over the words. It is the perfect opportunity for his championship at the moment to be leading this race. As I said, with McFadden, he's actually now gained another position up into 13th. But McFadden, he has got plenty of work to do to stay in this hunt.
Yeah, watching it all live in 4K out there in social media land, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. You're watching these Leviathans absolutely go for it here. And McFadden watch, he's on because he's got past everyone for 15th. Now he's got 12th and 11th looking very, very tasty in front of him. And it's Upita and Dion having the old cork in the bottle situation. Heading that pack is Dion. So can Jace, with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in this race to go, get himself further up into those crucial points that he needs for the championship? It's going to be an absolute serving for him if he can get the job done. The timing tower giving me heart attacks there as it goes haywire, as is Jason McFadden's brain. How is his mathematical calculations going on here? He doesn't know if he's got enough points. He thinks he does, he doesn't, but he's just focusing on the racing here too. And look at these two going. That is Dion and Upita switch backing around each other again. Upita's going to go try and fight it out the other side here, get the maximum exit speed. So is Jace as well. This is absolutely on like Donkey Kong. Look at them all weaving left, right and centre, and you can see the Upita's got the good run, but Jace has got the best out of them all. He just can't do it. There goes Upita down the inside on Dion. See you later, says Dion, and so is Jason's trying to get that position as well. They are all in the last furlong of the race here, but I'm telling you, 2 minutes and left to go in this one, Chris. It's over the minor placings here for Jason's championship title. Yeah. I'm out of breath.
It sure is. I think that could be all she wrote. Again, for poor old McFadden, this will be the possible nail in the coffin for when Fitness crosses the line in P1, which he will do. Maybe not this lap. He might have one more to go once they get around. But it's been a real shame. It was right up there for the grandstand finish between those two boys, and would have liked to have seen it extended all the way to the end of race 3, but it all came to a head here in race 2, really early in race 2 as well, where McFadden was spat out the back of the angry mid-pack battle. But don't worry, folks, there's plenty of action going on here at the Wednesday Cup. As you can see on your screens, Kai Upita doing his best to hold off Dion Clerk behind him, but there's the man that we're all talking about, Jason McFadden, who's made his way back up to 13th position. So he will start off the second row provisionally now if he keeps it in that position, but it looks like he's going to express himself up just one more time, which he does, gets around Clerk and just needs to consolidate this overtake. But look at the pace around the outside of Dion Clerk there as well, just sticking it fat there and giving McFadden something to think about as he gets out of that long radius sort of, what do you call it? I had the word right in my mouth, but it is gone, meatloaf style. As there's Brendan Hart right sideways and into the green stuff, just managing to gather it up too. That's some good car control, but I wonder how he got out there in the first place.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Unfortunately, no replay function, but it is 10 seconds to go in this one, which means Fabian Fitness is in the lead of the race, and he's only rounding turn 4 and 5 right now. So this is the last lap of it here in race 2. We've got 17 minutes coming our way very shortly, but these positions aren't over. Racing is still going until that fat lady sings and the checkered flag is waved. And look at Clint Olive give Ezra a little bit of a punterino, just a bit of his own medicine there, we've been told in the chat for Ezra Style, just a bit of of towing and throwing there. But look at Andre Elliott. He has now climbed all over the back here. Can he rob second place off the Birdman? Can he just take that last chip in the pile like a bloody crow and versus a seagull here and say, I'm going to take P2 off you? 0.3 of a second, 0.4 of a second, you name it. Look at the closing speed there from Doc. He's ambitious. Underneath brakes they go. Give each other racing room. Doc is squeezing him, paint trading there, but it's going to be advantage to him because he's got the inside run there. Crowther's gone on the outside. Can he not hit the bunda? He doesn't. Now a bit of door banging and rubbing. There goes Doc over the infield, and they've come out side by side again. You are kidding me here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these boys go. Absolute death-defying stunts here. Elliott has got the place over the Birdman. Birdman's trying to fight it back here. Can he get it into the final corner of the race? He can't, which means Fabian Fitness is going to cross the line to take victory and possibly the championship, barring a disaster. Doc Elliott gets second, and Lee Crowther, holy mackerel, those two for third place. That was a absolute rip snorter for the final stanza here in race 2, Chris.
Owie, that was grandstand stuff, folks, and giving us every little bit of excitement at the end there was Elliott and Crowther. P4 for Fergo. He'll be happy with that. I can hear the fireworks going off up the street as well. The Fergo household in full party mode. Buttigieg of the senior variety goes in, so there's another jet ski to add to the collection and take away from poor old Jakey's inheritance there. Brody Barber getting the trim there in 6th position. He's driving well tonight as well. Brendan Hark behind them in 7th position with Ezra Simons in tow. Clinton Olive in 9th position, and Colton Atkins rounds out your top 10, Pete.
Yeah, he absolutely does after that spin, after having a bit of contact there. It was a good recovery drive to get himself back inside the top 10 and will give him a decent starting position for the top 15 reverse grid in the next one. And then you got Kai Upita in 11th and McFadden recovering all the way up to 12th position. So not bad considering he was backwards at the exit of turn 1 on the opening lap. And then you've got Clerk, Hollyoak, Wallace, Smart, Lauren, Buttigieg, Bensley and Turbolanche rounding out the field. But it was this man, Fabian Fitness, claiming his 6th win this season. What form he is on, and he's in the box seat to take the championship. It is all down to the final race, and we will be back shortly, so get ready.
Oh, yeah, we will be. It is 17 minutes of hardcore Wednesday Cup action. The grand finale, ladies and gentlemen, tonight here live on Simsational TV. I'm Zach O'Reilly, or Pizza Hut on the circuit. Chris Munro is next to me, also known as Yuri Nater. And then you got Peter Clark, also known as Michael, on the field for your commentary positions tonight. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you all with us. And if you're thoroughly enjoying it, please, if you haven't already, you know what to do out there. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you haven't already. We just cracked the 1,400 marker today. Absolute beers on the house, I wish, here in the commentary box. And click that notification bell button as well. For that, your support goes a long way. But that doesn't mean we have to sit around and celebrate just yet, because we've got one more to go. Race 3, 17 minutes. Will it be a reverse top 15? Will it be a full reverse grid? Stick around to find out. Don't you go anywhere. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%,
Oh,
mate. I
my
did not say
goodness.
5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other... You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is race 3. It is the final race. Wednesday Cup, as they say. And it is full reverse griddage. Full reverse griddage. Is the second of the planets, Upita, in Josh, going to turn up to take his inaugural pole position of this Wednesday Cup, or is Turbolash just going to French frog himself out of everyone's contention and gallop off into the distance? We will never know. But it has been an absolute season here tonight and for the rest of season 19. We need some votes in the chat about your ratings out of 10. But Chris, thoughts on what's going to happen in this one?
Chaos, possibly. There's quite a big gap in pace between the guys at the back and the guys at the front in this race. So it's going to be down to who's got the most awareness. And we were just checking the final standings there from the last race. And I think the words, what were the words that Pete said? It's all she wrote, or it was all but over, or something pretty convincingly done. But I'll tell you what, a full reverse grid, anything can happen. And after 19 seasons, I've pretty much seen it all. I've seen everything, in the words of Patrick Stewart. But hopefully there's maybe some more surprises in store tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. I really want this championship to go down to the wire in this race, but it's a 34-point gap now. It is only extended by a mile. He's still mathematically in it. We're not going to discount that, but he needs a heroic drive to get himself a win, and needs to kind of hope for a bit of a mare for Fabian Fitness. And as we have said multiple times throughout this season and through the series, it is not over until it's over, and that is exactly the way we're going to be playing it and cooling this one, aren't we, Chris?
That's correct. We've got not long to go before we have a race start, so I can hear the guys out there revving their engines. And I'll tell you what, the second of the Gas Giants, still no show for his pole position. You can see the empty grid slot right there in front. So it looks like Turblanche is going to get a free kick down there into turn 1. Sam Bensley on his outside. Let's get strapped in, ladies and gentlemen, because the lights are up and we're about to go racing for the last time in 2026.
Yes, we are, and we are about to get started, and it's a flying start there from Turbulence. She's actually got away very, very well, and that is cracking, but already disaster in the background there. That is unfortunate. That would be Fabian Fitness involved already, but that is Turbulence now getting the lead slapped off him there from Buttigieg of Jake. So he's got his first opportunity here tonight to even come close to leading one, and he's got an angry Frenchman right beside him here. Coming into turn 2 and 3 we go. Around the outside goes Jake. Bit of door rubbing and bumping there from the rest of them. Oh, it's been disaster already for the guys at the back of the pack, but the mid-pack here is behaving. They're just sort of toing and froing it well. This is Ferguson there. Oh, Fergo on the slide, and there's been a turnaround just as I said, and McFadden's been involved in that too. He's been turned around. Oh, my goodness me. I'll tell you what, that's not what he likes on a Sunday night, let alone a Wednesday, as Jay's been turned. But at the moment, it is racing on and up the field. Atkins is in there as well. Oh, cars going off in the background now. I'm pretty sure that would have been the haircut going right way off the screen. Paul Buttigig's had a mare there too, so he's losing places by the minute. Let's have a look over the chopper cam here to see what's going on with Paulie there. The lead is only 0.6 of a second, but for Jake Buttigieg out in front of Turblanche. There is the Hackster going a bit wide, and that would allow the haircut up into his rear vision and side vision mirrors. Oh, what's happened, haircut? Where are you going, champ? You're way off in the bunda there. He's lost it all. Everyone's just stopping for whatever reason.
Oh, we've got a self-imposed
safety car.
Who knows what's happening out there? Everyone's going to a stop, so they've decided something in the chat.
Apart from this man.
Fergo's still going. He hasn't got the memo, perhaps. Everyone else driving very slowly. What is going on out there? They've stopped in protest, ladies and gentlemen, to the, possibly the full reverse grid. Well, they're all waiting for Fabian because he had a disconnection and he's come back out onto the out onto the field in 20th position. He did drop out of the server, folks, as well. So something has come amiss there. Virgo's absolutely giving it to it.
According to the chat, we've had a car that spawned in during the start of the race, and that's what caused all the chaos at the back of the grid. So I think we've had a few gridding issues here for the full reverse grid.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, for the last time, and since they're all sort of stopped, Virgo's going to kill us. Should we restart it? No, they seem to be sorting each other out there anyway. I don't know what they're doing, but they've got it under control in the chat. 14 minutes to go. Ferguson leads by 33 seconds. He's not listening to anyone. He's done the old, what was it? The old Max Verstappen trick. Oh, I didn't hear you. My radio wasn't working. Yeah, right, champ. Oh, no, he's just gunned it across the thing. So possibly...
He's taking the P155.
He's taking the P155 as well. Let's make him start again. Let's do that. There we go.
Oh my goodness, even Jake Buttigieg's cracked it. He's left the server too in protest himself, so he's gone skis out of that one. But let's start it again. And you know what? Because we're having another one and another go at it, I'm going to give it all up to you, Chris. You can call this one beautifully for the final time. But we've got 3 minutes to kill here, which means we've got to read through some super chats. We got, as we said in the chat, Fabian got killed by a late spawning car. He's not having it, says Fabes in the chat. I'm not dealing with that car spawn last minute in on the track, I'll tell you what.
Enough.
And that is fair enough. That's why we restarted, ladies and gentlemen. Wade is in the chat there from Aussie. Tomato Motorsport, the head of the cheese board's in there as well. We've got Hacksters asking for a restart. Well, he got one. And Brody Barber, too, with grid issues, saying that as well. It's all happening and cracking off out there in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see who's at the front. So it wasn't Upiter that spawned in late. Someone has, though. And big tomato out there as well with another super chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Cheeseboard. Says Choice Boys. Here we go. We can see the field now. 2 minutes to go till we kick off for the final time this time in 2025. We like a bit of edging here in the commentary box. So that's what we're doing to everyone at home. Sam Bensley starts off the front row now with Buttigieg behind him. Anthony Lauren on in the number 166 there in 4th position with David Smart up there in the poo-coloured poo-mobile. Wallace in 6th position. Behind him is Liam Holyoke in the 35. Then we got Dion Clerk, Jason McFadden in 9th position behind those guys with Kai Upiter and Adkins in 11th position. Clinton Olive and Simons off the next row. Then we've got Hark and Barber. Brody sitting outright 3rd in the championship now, so congratulations to the haircut. Can he bring it home? Behind him, we've got Jake Buttigieg and Ferguson. No, Paul Buttigieg and Andrew Ferguson drops back down to 17th. Was he in the lead of that race before and now he's in 17th? He'll be absolutely spewing. Lee Crowther, the Birdman, in 18th position. And Elliot, Fabian Fitness, and the broadcast car of Zahat. Jabba in 21st position. Whew. Get your tips in. Actually, who will lead the first lap? Who will be the first 3 across the line in the chat? We've got a Zamp pack, don't we, Zach, to give away?
We do have a Zamp pack to give away, ladies and gentlemen. And for any lucky super chatter out there who has contributed throughout this whole year will be getting a Zamp super pack in merchandise style. Stick around for that. We will draw that on the New Year's Eve of 2025 and get it going. But the lights are up. Who's going to get it? Zamp is out there in 2nd place effectively after that because Upiter's nowhere. But Christopher Munro, it is your time to shine. This is it. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this time for the final time in 2025, we are racing in the Wednesday Cup, race 3, and it's Turf Launch with a decent start. But look at Sam Bensley around the outside. He will draw up level, and that is Buttigieg, I think, up the inside, trying to part the seas. But it's Turf Launch who will lead. There's some chaos there in the background. It looks like Wallace is around. Here comes Atkins as well. He's got Buttigieg around his outside with Ferguson, who is just cutting his way through the field there as well. They go 3 wide around turn 4 here. That is absolutely crazy stuff. But they've managed to sort themselves out. A little bit of a flick there from, oh, geez, there's a little bit of contact between Upita. And there goes Lauren around in the 35, the 166, and it gets collected by Ferguson on the way through. Did not see that happening, and a big damage there from Lauren. I think he might have blown something up. No, he's still going.
It's continuing.
And it's continuing. The backyard scrap on again. Out the front, though, it's battle for the lead is on as Turblanche just holding off Jacob Buttigieg. And I'll tell you what, he's a fast man out there as well, and that's a big mistake there from Turblanche. That will invite Buttigieg up beside him, and that'll be the lead of the race. Just about done and dusted there. Sam Bensley in 3rd position, Holyoke 3rd, Clark and Upita swapping positions there, 4-5. There's Dion Clerk off the track in the background as well. That's almost a first lap done, and a little bit less chaotic than the first time around, but beautiful driving all around from the boys to manage just their way around a few of these little incidents that have popped up across the first lap.
Yeah, that is exactly right. We were expecting chaos. We've had chaos, but by no means was it restart worthy this time around. One person who has benefited, yeah, that's the word, yeah, let's go with that, from this one is Jason McFadden. Now up into 6th position, making a move down into the chicane, using all of the curb available before he gets into that tyre barrier, and it is Jake Buttigieg who crosses the line in first. We're thinking about who was going to cross that line and lead the first lap. The answer, Jake Buttigieg in the Air Malta racing vehicle, and Colton Atkins, a very brave move to try and go down the inside. He won't quite get it done, but look who he's got on his outside now, championship elect. It is Fabian Fitness looking around the outside, but he's got to be careful because we've had a very quick partner of Andre Elliott, who is right there as well, ready to pick up any scraps if Fabian maybe shows a little bit of desperation trying to find his way through the field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can do that cleanly and keep himself in the points tally for sure. Although he has probably got the old Champo raced championship event sold, signed and delivered into his bag once again for this man on screen, but it's still racing on. And look at Upit up the inside now. Bang! He says he's gone. So he is absolutely up into 4th place right now. Got past a religious tree and said, you know what? I'm just going to command that position off here. I'm going to focus on Zampman in front of me in 4th in Sam Bensley. It's happening there too. It's kicking off in the background again because Fitness and Atkins are going at it. This is dangerous stuff here. No one's got nothing to lose. The other one has half something to lose there, and a bit of pride between the both of them in terms of all of that sort of stuff. And it's looking very, very hot under the collar between the guys in front too, because Olive and Crowther are there also kicking off as well. Then you got these 3 or 4 of them looking behind. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. Look at Clint Olive trying to fight around the outside. Look at this one here too, with Fitness holding off Atkins. Oh, Andre Elliott's in there as well, and the Hacksters trying to get involved too. Have a look at this stuff. Look at the action. Unbelievable into the final chicane. Out the other side, they somehow managed to stick it together. There goes Upita. He's around, and he's back into 15th, unfortunately there, Chris.
Yeah, launched out of orbit he was, but he's back onto the circuit and fighting fit indeed. Look at this, 7 or 8 cars now, nose to tail on the second or third, or it's the second lap, ladies and gentlemen. Holyoke and Bensley swapping positions up the front, and it looks like McFadden just sliding up the inside there as well. Bensley having a bit of a shocker here. He's going to lose another position as well. But down here it's Fitness, and he's got Atkins, he's got Olive in front. Oh, he's just been tapped a little bit behind there from Atkins. He'll be in the chat going, oh, bro, don't hit me like that, you know, 2 points every
With the fish
time
and chips.
Blah, blah. And here's Elliott up the inside of Atkins now, as once they got together, it sort of stunted his momentum, and just a little bit more contact there as well. More contact, more contact. They almost turned each other around there as well. Oh man, sometimes you just got to get out of it. But they managed to survive with possibly a couple of penalties coming their way as well. But they're 3 wide up in front, and they're 2 wide here as well. Oh, that's just insane stuff. I don't even know where to look here at the moment, because it's Sam Bensley, and he's got a battle in front, he's got a battle behind, he's got the best seat in the house. Almost better than the seat of the YouTube viewers out there watching all this unfold. As Atkins now, he's got Brendan Hark in front of him, and this will be a nice little continuation of what happened in race 1.
It certainly is going to be, and you can see him making the move around the outside. It's going to be very daring. He's going to be able to get it done. He does get that one done, so be off the track as well. And there's a turnaround in front, and that looks like Bensley, who has had maybe a little bit of a touch there going into the chicane, found the tyre wall on the inside of the circuit. And is that a driver possibly waiting to do a readdress when he was rejoining the circuit? Good self-policing if that was the way it was, and it's exactly what we want to see. Good, hard, fair racing and self-policing is the way to go in this series. And what you can see, the battles are continuing. Paul Buttigieg still inside the top 10, but was that a little bit of a tap there onto Lee Crowther? He's got the position. He's going to get another position here. What sort of exit was that? He's put the foot down to 130%, and he has got himself well and truly up ahead of Holyoake now as well. Crowther also looking to try and get the position ahead of Holyoake. He gets that one done down the inside using all of the curb available going down into turn 8 and turn 9, but look out just behind because here he is. Fabian Fitness, he's been carving his way through the field and he's looking to try and get another one on the chopping block, and just like that, up into 7th, and Holyoake has lost about 3 or 4 positions in a matter of a few corners.
Yeah, he's going backwards here at the moment as the tree's been chopped down limb by limb here on the racetrack, and he's going to lose another one there too, Olaf. So Olaf's got up the inside of him, but Fabian Fitness, he is on the prowl here, and he is trying to get as far away from that very colourful Rubik's Cubic looking American's car. 3 cars behind, trying to take that position of Holyoake. Now you can see the ever-threatening colourful machines going at it left and right, upside down, just no holds barred here. He's just going for broke here at the moment is Colton Atkins, and Holyoake saw him coming and had a bit of a dance there, Shakira style, and there goes Atkins up the inside. He gets that job done, and he's into P9 as well. It is still Buttigieg in Jake, out in front by 1.4 seconds over Turblanche, then McFadden comes in 3rd, Clerk 4th, Buttigieg Senior 5th, and the Birdman is just starting to approach him now for an overtake, and I reckon he's going to get the job done here at turn 3, Chris.
Yeah, it's looking pretty spicy indeed. Buttigieg just giving him a nice amount of room, but then once he realised the overlap had expired, he said, right, I'm just going to slot right in front of you there and shut the door big time. You're going to have to board early on the Air Malta because the seats fill up fast. Now he's got the run, does Lee Crowther. He's up beside him there. They do have a slight overlap. The next one is a right-hander, so it's going to be Paul Buttigieg's chance. I'll tell you what, that was a little bit, how you going there? He just wanted to get back out to the racing line, but there was already a car there. So a little bit of contact, but Lee Crowther saw it coming. Actually, similar thing to happen to me in traffic today. Someone tried to turn in on me, and I saw him coming. Luckily, I jumped out on the anchors, gave him the old one finger salute as well, and said, "Mate, go and get stuff."
Yeah, well, it's expect the unexpected, so I guess you can say that on the roads and on the racetrack here is Snetterton. Oh. And look at the slide from Olive. That's going to hand the position to Colton Atkins. They're side by side as they now head through. I reckon that's turn 10 we've just gone through, going into the final couple of corners of this circuit. Sorry, I've got my positioning all wrong, but we'll go with it. And they're continuing to go side by side, so it's going to be a good solid with 3 or 4 corners they'll do it. But he finally gets the move done, chops the nose away from Clint Olive, and that is a position taken by Colton Atkins. And we've got a spinner up in front, and who's that? It is Dion Clerk, who's gone for a bit of a loop on the exit of the chicane, and that is going to be a massive drop of position from inside the top 10 to now down the 14th position. A massive mistake from him there, and that is going to be quite disappointing to see. He was on for a really good result here, but we're riding on board with Fabian Fitness, and it's not just because he has been carving through the field, but it is because he's about to carve his way through Lee Crowther. The Birdman, he's going for a bit of a hunt now. And you can see in front of Crowther as well, it's Paul Buttigieg in the number 8 Air Malta machine. And he has got, he had great traction a couple of laps ago. Not the case this time around. A heap of wheel spin, and he is now vulnerable to Lee Crowther. Is there going to be a dive? No, there isn't. Thinks better of it, and he's going to be trying to set himself up a little bit further down the road.
I'll tell you what, I'm just smiling in absolute disbelief and happiness for the big man in the Air Malta car in front, because he has driven the absolute tits off this car tonight. He has come into a new realm of mental capacity. He said to me at the start that he feels young again when he's in the race car and in the Simsational community. And boy, oh boy, is he racing like he's 20, not bloody 63. And he's keeping everyone honest behind him. The Birdman cannot flap himself out in front enough to get past Paul Buttigieg in front. So it's an absolute legendary sort of style here from the big man. Loving it and absolutely hats off to him. It's good stuff, and we love to see everyone out there having a good old tussle with each other. And speaking of that, it's starting to heat up again, because this man is coming up to the guy who is probably just not so far, but could get the championship. And this guy's got the biggest red mist. If I could insert a bit of red into the cockpit mid-race into this car, I'm telling you right now, you wouldn't see the bloody thing. It'd just be a big red block and a big cloud coming around, because he's driving angry here at the moment. The final dance, nothing to lose, everything to gain for Colton Atkins. And with Fabian Fitness in front of him, he'll be licking his chops like an absolute lion at a freshly killed wildebeest, Chris.
Oh, the David Attenborough just memes in my head. Loving those references here. Look at Colton Atkins now. I think Fabian's probably just going to give it to him here, because he knows that if he can finish, he only has to finish within 12 or 13 positions of Jason McFadden in front to tie up this championship. So he can pretty much get out of this little battle here and let Colton go on his way, which he does. So smart driving there from Fitness. He knows his battle isn't with Atkins. He can just sit there and wait for it all to happen. Buttigieg's gone off the circuit here. What's going on here? That is a very dangerous re-entry. Needs to get out of the way and give those positions back. I think that's one for the drawing board for the old fella. He missed the turn signal there, and he's gone to the wrong, gone down the wrong highway. Needs to give way when coming back out onto the circuit. But you know what it is out there, ladies and gentlemen, another real world problem with the senior citizens drivers, folks. He should have to go back and get his license revoked and do his test again at 63. I'll tell you what.
It's definitely something that may need to be considered, because that was a pretty horrific rejoin, wasn't it, guys? But it is ended with no collision. But look at the pack that we have got. What on earth are we watching? We've got just over 4.5 minutes of racing to go. It was a bit of a mare for the haircut going through that through the chicane there, and he's going to lose a little bit of ground here. But it is now Atkins, who was on the attack. He's now on the defense, losing one, maybe two positions. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there, door-to-door banging, and he will lose yet another position. And Barber's also lost a few positions. They're three wide, they're pinballing, and most of them are going off. There goes Hayden Wallace, and with him is Upiter as well. So multi-car collision down at turn 3. That has been brewing the moment that we saw what was that, like maybe 10, 15 cars of the battle pack that we saw, and that all stems from the rejoin and then a bit of a halt in progress with the entire field. They're starting to gather themselves up, but that was a battle, and it's now Clerk looking to the outside of Hollyoak, and that's going to be another position loss for Hollyoak. The Clerk, though, very well held onto. You can see the rear end of the car starting to skate away from him as the battle's continuing. Fitness, though, you'd think now with only 3.5 minutes, Zach, he's probably thinking more about just getting to the end with as little collisions to none, hopefully, as possible.
He's probably thinking about that beautiful trophy coming his way if we can afford the postage here at Simsational TV over to WA. But boy, oh boy, absolute fantastic stuff up and down the field here. It's been action-packed here in this one. We've had 2 goes at it. This is the second one, and the boys have not disappointed in the old carnage department for sure. It's been happening left and right and upside down all through the field here, and this man has probably been in the thick of it, and he has again, and he's just yeeted himself into it. This is just getting a bit more of the old P155, sort of taking manoeuvres into more like the old poor sort of stuff. I don't know if this is the old one finger salute to everyone out there, but he's losing it at the moment, and he's lost a position to the haircut as Colton Atkins. The haircut's going to go there, but Atkins is going to try and slice up the inside. No, he doesn't. Haircut goes for a move, gets the job done, opportunistic for him, and into 9th place goes the big man. Speaking of the big man, Paul Buttigieg, still in 4th place somehow, after taking the M31, we were supposed to take the M1, and is still holding Lee Crowther at bay. Fabian Fitness is now getting involved into this too, and it's just starting to spice up a little bit once again. There's a bit of a gap there to this little pack coming our way. Dion Clerk can see it. You can see Atkins fighting over Haircut's 9th place in front of him too, and this is getting ambitious here, Chris. What is Colton going to do up the inside here or not? Oh, he goes for it. He thinks about it half once more, and Haircut just slicing his way through with those fresh pair of scissors. Great stuff.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit careful. He does, Colton. He's had quite a few contacts here in the last couple of laps too, so needs to cool it down just a little bit. The stewards are going to come in with the hammer and might come down pretty hard on him too, so he just needs to pop the old sensible hat on and try to get an overtake done here in a sensible manner without some car contact. It's easy. Easier said than done, I know, but we'll see how he goes here. A little bit of sideswiping on the way through, but that's all well and fair in love and war. Turns down when Dion Clerk was there underneath his mirrors there as well, so I tell you what, it's argy-bargy stuff here with the minute and 26 to go in the final race of 2025. I tell you what, it sort of sums up this last couple of seasons of Wednesday Cup.
Yeah, it really has. We have seen brilliant racing, and the gloves are 100% off now for the remainder of this one. It's going to be the final lap for everyone, the final lap of Season 19 of the Wednesday Cup, and why not? Let's add another overtake to the highlights reel for Fabian Fitness as he now slots himself up into 15th position, got himself ahead of Lee Crowther. But I reckon with it being the final race of the season, it's not quite done yet. He's had a brilliant exit, and Crowther's had to go on a little bit of defensive there because Brendan Hack, he was trying to get his nose in there as well. So he is going to be absolutely on it between the Birdman and Brendan Hack. But what a season Fabian Fitness has had. He's not going to round out the season with a race win. It's going to be a really good drive from last position up into a 5th position. Colton Atkins still trying to get himself ahead of Olivier, and he's going to have to try and get this one done cleanly, or else he's going to be plummeting down the order of the championship with all the contact penalty points that we have in this series to try and promote clean racing. But we have to give our props to Jake Buttigieg as well, who is currently leading the race. He has only got about half a sector to go to run in this one. He has led from start to finish. He crossed the line at the end of lap 1 to claim P1. He has played the card beautifully, and it is going to be race win in race 3 here tonight for Jake Buttigieg. Turbolanche, he's going to take a P2. What a drive from him, taking advantage of that reverse grid as well. McFadden is done all he can to get into 3rd position, and is it going to be enough? Because here is Fabian Fitness pushing Buttigieg across the line to take P5.
Wowee.
Beautiful stuff.
Absolutely scenes there for the photos in the end for that one. But it goes to Buttigieg in the last one, but we have to go to this man. And what a absolute rip snorter of a season this guy has had. You are the champion, Fabian Fitness, of season 19. Number 4 is yours, mate, and that is onto the leaderboard again. Boy, oh boy, has he had an absolute rip snorter. And he is loving life out there, Fabian. Give us a burnout or something, son. One of the nicest guys off the track and a very, very aggressive driver on it. But he has taken it by storm. He's getting the old 2x2 there from Buttigieg Senior. And you can see this man on your screen as the champion, Christopher, for season 19. Fabian Fitness, well done.
Simply the best. And he'll be getting a Simsational TV Wednesday Cup trophy. Actually, he'll be getting 2 in the mail because I did owe him one from last season as well. So he's gone 2 from 2. So he'll get the double package just in time for Christmas as well to hang those up on the mantelpiece with his others as well. He's quickly becoming the most winningest driver in Wednesday Cup. He's got a couple of drivers to overtake in the meantime of Nick Mello and Alex McEwen. But tell you what, if he keeps up this form, it won't be too long before he's in that prestigious sort of circle of most winningest WC driver.
Yeah, 6 championships for Alex McEwen, 5 for Nick Mello, and now 4 for Fabian Fitness. It has been, what a season. 6 race wins he has had. I reckon, going based off the top of my head, I think that is the most race wins for anyone this season, and when it mattered the most in the final round of the season, when the most was on the line, he was able to stay very, very consistent with a race win, a pretty good finish in race 1 as well, and also a top 5 from last position in this final race. What more could you want from a championship drive?
You don't want anything else. He's just commanded position where it needs to be. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, how far this guy has come. He was aggressive. He was brutal. and he's tuned it down. Underdriven the car, underdriven every single time he races, but he races hard, clean and fair. And it's been a journey for Fabian Fitness, and fair enough to him. 4 championships for him, equals second on the all-time list for Wednesday Cup as well now, if you don't mind. And he is a man to watch out for 2026. Coming his way, will he get another one for season 20? That's how long it's been going on, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute barnstormer of a series. Consistently 20 plus cars every Wednesday night, every season. And it is just a credit to everyone else out there who definitely shows us how to go racing, how not to, and also gives us all the excitement on the stream. And it's been an absolute pleasure. And the most pleasure tonight goes to this man, Fabian Fitness, season 19 champion. As Queen would say, we are the champions, and fantastic stuff from him. And a little bit of a roundup there for that round, Christopher, out of 10, and some final thoughts for the big man.
The old saying comes to mind: winners are grinners and losers can please themselves. So the rest of you blokes out there, go and please yourselves. There's plenty of good adult things to keep you entertained until we come racing again in season 20, which shouldn't be too far away. We might even kick it off a little bit early. So if you've got nothing to do over the holidays, oh, look at this with look at Fitness there. We're doing a Shane Van Gisbergen style. Just needs to jump out of the car and sit on the roof there. But unfortunately can't do that in AC. Actually, you probably do that. Ask Tommy Corks. He'd probably be able to get some sort of EXP file and make the car do that. Here comes Harkin involved as well. Beautiful stuff. These guys must be watching the stream out there in their cars. Know exactly where to park it to get all the screen time. But what was I talking about? I've lost the plot there. I was just in awe of the burnout. It looks great. It looks great. Everything's great. Wednesday Cup's great. And a well-deserved break up here in the commentary box as well, I think.
Yep, absolutely. Cannot agree more. It's been a big season for 2025 for us here at Simsational TV broadcasting, and for the Discord as well, when all these guys racing around. But Fabian Fitness is the champion, and thoroughly, deservedly so, and he's just absolutely blowing the smoke off those things. But with all the celebrations, it's always that time of the night, ladies and gentlemen, where we, as commentators, have to go and serve to our loved ones and get ourselves primed and ready for the next working day here at the commentary box. So it has been a pleasure to have you all with us. That is your champion, Fabian Fitness, injecting all the testosterone for every single race for the last 8 rounds, and comes out there on top and takes the chockies there for us. But Simsational TV is going to say goodbye to now. Before we do, big thank you to Mr. Tomato Motorsport, Dean Hanley, as well in the super chat department there. I think Fabian did as well. If you didn't, you better hurry up. And for everyone else out there in viewership land, it's been a pleasure to have you with us here tonight. Christopher Munro is the man, myth, the legend himself. It's him. Peter Clark is the love child of Michael. And I'm Zach O'Reilly. And guess what? You're not. And until the next time on Simsational TV, for everyone in the Discord land, it's a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. And I wish you all the safest of travels and journeys. And we look forward to having you all back for Wednesday Cup and more streams in 2026. But for now, it is good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It's been a Simsational TV production. As always, our naming rights sponsors are Simsational Simulator Driver Trading. Fabian's gone with the bang, $8 super chat at the end. Good lad, and congratulations to you. Speed Nation, Bilco Pack, and who could ever forget ARD Importing as well for their support this year and ongoing into 2026. Thank you very much. But until next time here, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. As always, keep it flat out.